these last, I think, 6 or 7 games is RiaQuan Gray. I mean, he's, and I think Jay Billis said at the end of the broadcast, he thinks that he's the best player on this Florida State team. And, you know, while I think that's maybe a different discussion for a different day, and that would be a really interesting one, I think what RiaQuan has proven is his value is just so important for this FSU team. I mean, what he does with all the little things, like I was saying earlier, but then not only that, it seemed like at any point in the first half or wherever, when FSU needed a bucket, that's who they were going to. You know, if you know, a lot of times that might be MJ Walker, and he's still doing that, of course. But I mean, it seemed like time after time they would just get RiaQuan ball on the low block and just say, "Hey, turn around and beat your man," and he would do it every single time.
Oh, you're 100% right. And I don't want to, you know, get too weird here with this, but I feel like in some ways he's kind of put up some of the production that I almost anticipated seeing out of somebody like Scotty Barnes this season, you know, or just kind of filling it. You know, I think MJ Walker is kind of turning into one of the #1 scoring options, just consistently, you know, on an average possession, you know, he'd be up there in terms of who's going to, you know, put the ball in the hoop. But then I think RiaQuan Gray is kind of turning into that #2 in some ways. And then also I think his value on defense, what we saw, you know, just he's kind of whacking the ball all over the court on some of these inbounds passes, you know, really making life difficult for UVA on offense tonight as well. I really think that he has turned into a very complete player, and probably not one that I would have said this about, you know, had I watched him and, you know, watching him in his freshman year. I think really just his development has been really something to watch. And I mean, he's been killing it the last 4 or 5 games. I know he's been putting up like 16 points a game, you know, plenty of assists, obviously doing quite a bit on defense, just all over the court. He really kind of seems to have stepped into his own to start this year. And, well, not even to start this year. I mean, we're kind of in the meat of the schedule at this point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's really become somebody that, you know, you can rely on.